Hi guys, Dr. Pete here. Today we want to talk about maximising efficacy, which is the key to building a high capacity school culture. When we think about schools, it's a universal experience, something that we all share, and all of us have got our own journey as students to consider. And when we think about our student journeys, typically they're either a really positive experience in our lives or a negative, a not so good time in our lives. When we think about why that happens, schools are very complex, development's very complex, but one reason matters more than most about why it tends to go one way or the other. Now that reason, of course, is that teachers matter, but it's not just any type of teacher. It's what we would call a unicorn teacher, a teacher that has a deeper impact well beyond what we understand in science. Now, if we jump back to my childhood, you can see there I am, 1987, I'm in maths, and I'm not the best student. I'm passively disengaged, I think's the term. I'm a bit of a rat bag, but I don't get in too much trouble. And I meet this teacher, Dr. Slade, my math teacher, and he decides to take an interest in me. He decides there's some potential beneath all that poor behavior. There's something about that kid. He's capable of so much more. Dr. Slade becomes a unicorn teacher in my life because he commits and he stays back in his lunch breaks and he pushes and he cares and drives me forward all the way to the point that I got an A for maths, and that was a really high water mark in my otherwise very difficult school experience. Now, I'm not alone in having that unicorn teacher experience. Many people have been profoundly, positively affected by key teachers in their lives. And when we unpack the unicorn teacher, we see two ingredients. I, as the student, have a belief in the teacher and to try harder. And the teacher, Dr. Slade in this case, certainly had the time and energy to tap into me and believe I was capable of so much more. To put a leadership and organisational lens over that, we would suggest that I, as a student, had higher capacity in those interactions, and my teacher had higher capacity in those interactions. And this notion of higher capacity is akin to a very important concept in education called higher efficacy. Now, efficacy, of course, it's about the capacity to produce a desired result. And efficacy and capacity are interlocked. When we think about efficacy in schools, we think about collective teacher efficacy and student self-efficacy.